Welcome. You're listening to The Best of Investing. I'm your host, Edward Brown. Our email address is edward@bestofinvesting.com. Use that email to answer the trivia questions for a 5-pack tanning certificate given away during this show. That certificate's not sponsored by the radio station. Or actually, we're not doing radio now. We're just doing strictly podcasts. That certificate's sponsored by Tan Bella Tanning Salon with 2 locations in San Francisco and 1 in Marin. Today, we do have a special guest, Jared MacLiver. MacLiver, is that how you pronounce it?
MacLiver.
MacLiver. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, okay, that sounds a little bit more realistic. Jared MacLiver. The name of his company is Next Opportunity Investments, LLC. The title of this episode is The Kid Investor. And a little bio here. Jared is an 18-year-old real estate investor and the owner of View RV Park in Quartzsite. Excuse me, I just realized that it's Quartzsite, Arizona, a 141 space park he bought using creative financing in 2024. He went from working odd jobs in a wood shop, and an engine machine shop to run a full-scale RV park operation with employees and tenants, while also hosting the Kid Investor podcast and coaching young entrepreneurs through Rise by 25. Jared's focus is showing that age is no barrier to building wealth in real estate if you're willing to hustle, learn, and take smart risks. Well, Jared, I love that bio. Welcome to the Best of Investing.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right. Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, so tell us a little bit of, a little bit more background. So you're 18 years old. When did you get started in real estate? How did it all come about?
Yeah, so you mentioned I was at a wood shop, and about 16 and a half, I decided it was time to go time to go put in the time at my dream career. I was going to figure out what I really wanted to do in life, and I was going to go put in my time. So I left there. I was managing the wood shop. I had 3 or 4 guys under me when I left, actually, and just managing production, not full employee management, but just a little bit of management experience there. And then I went to the engine machine shop because I figured I wanted to work on cars, and here I am. No, I'm kidding. No, so
That's quite a jump. Okay.
yeah, no. Clearly that didn't work out. It's a great place. I actually just called him today about doing the engine on my 1942 Jeep that blew ahead about a week ago. So great place. I would refer anybody there, but not the place for me to work. I'm clearly a big thinker, and the small nitty-gritty attention to detail, we put everything in the same exact place every time. Just it wasn't clicking. So after about 8 months of that, I said, you know what, this is just really not working. I left there, good terms. Like I said, I have pushed people to go there to get their engine work done, but it's not the place for me to work. So about this time, this is right after I turned 17, that I quit the engine shop, and I was just kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I'd always known I wanted to do something with cars or buildings. They just both spoke to me. And since it wasn't cars, it was buildings. If you're going to do something with buildings, why not own them? So my dad and I were just poking around with the different things you can do with real estate investment. He'd never done real estate investing. He'd always been on the business side of investing. But we were just poking around and messing with it. We had a few friends that had dabbled in it, and so I decided that that's what I wanted to pursue. And he is a EOS implementer, which I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it is essentially a business coach.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well,
Yes.
let's get right into it. Okay, so you're 18 years old. How did you come across an RV park? What got you interested in RV parks, and how did you buy this one?
Yeah. So I found my coach right after deciding this is what I want to do. I found my coach, and I spent 5, 6 months just trying to find a deal, calling people, getting hard no's, getting told you're too young, you're stupid, you need to go to college, and why on earth are you doing this? And a few people encouraging too. I won't. I'll give credit where credit's due. And in that, because apartments weren't making sense, they weren't penciling. It's 2024. I didn't know why then, but I know why now. I kind of just shifted to RV parks. We kept expanding our search and expanding our search, just trying to find something. And I figured I don't know anything anyway. I'm going to jump in somewhere and I'm going to put my time in. So the RV park was penciling. We decided to do it, and it's still got the best upside for any deal I can
I'm really
figure.
curious about it because what maybe some people don't know is that it's not just real estate. I mean, it's a business as well. It's like when you have an apartment building, you can just hire a manager, but you can't really do that with an RV park. Do you have? Do you? I notice it says here you have it's 141 spaces, so that's pretty good size. Do you have any mobile homes, or are they just strictly transient RV park RVs?
Yeah, so it's a weird niche. It is most so I'm trying to work to get it to a 50-50 split. Right now it's about a 25 to 75 split between 100% transients and not park models,
Okay,
but still long-term RVers, people that are staying there
I
and
know what you mean.
essentially, yeah. So I'm trying to get it to a 50-50 split, and
No, you
that's
say
where
50.
we're.
Yeah, you're talking about mobile homes. You're talking about 50% vacationers and 50% long term people. Gotcha. No,
Correct.
I know what you mean, and it's very interesting because I know when I've talked to uh, potential either investors or buyers or whatever, and they get concerned because mobile homes are safer because they don't move, and it's like yeah, but it's easier to evict people if they don't pay in an RV because you can just they can up and leave. So there's the pros and cons to both of them. I mean, that's a big chunk to take right off the bat. Was that your first purchase? This 141 space? Well,
Yes, sir.
how much did you buy it for?
$1 million.
Wow, that's a pretty good price. Yeah, that's like $8,000 or something like that. So
Yeah.
roughly $8. I'll tell you what. Hey, let's go to a first commercial trivia question here. Before I do, I want to make a mention. Mountain Mike's Pizza in San Rafael. Pizza the way it ought to be. Every time I make this announcement, I always get hungry for pizza. They have they throw on all the pepperoni that you want, and all the cheese. It's excellent pizza. Check them out. Mountain Mike's Pizza in San Rafael. All right, our first trivia question is what three colors are present in the flag of Colombia? That's our trivia question. Email Edward at sport at the best of email Edward at bestofinvesting.com the answer to that question. And the first email we receive with the correct answer wins that tanning certificate, which is worth $100. And then I'll ask you, Jared, in just a bit and see if you know the answer to that question. But so you bought it for $1 million. How did you finance it?
So we started with seller financing
Okay.
for most of it, and then we did get basically an unsecured note from a friend. So
Wow. Well, how much seller financing did you get on this one?
75%.
Okay, so
So
you had to come up,
750.
you had to come up with $250,000. Did
Yep.
you and your dad come up with that, or
No, that was the friend note.
the friend of the unsecured? Wow. Okay, so the seller financing, I assume he carried a note secured by the property. So
Correct.
some friend lent you 250,000 on just the hopes that they would eventually get paid back. That's amazing. How long ago did you buy this property?
This is just over a year. So
Okay.
I closed 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, and there was some drama with that being 17 and
Yeah.
um, not legally of age. And then, right? And then, so it's been just over a year. I'm actually just turned 19 Tuesday. So
Amazing. I mean, the seller, I gotta say, they must have been desperate to, and, no offense to you, but to be able to say, I'm going to sell it, 75% seller carry back. And I hope this young man knows what he's doing, because if you don't, they're going to have to take the property back. And yeah, maybe they got $250,000, but now they're back in square one. And then potentially it's not as good as it was when they sold it to you. So there was the big risk on their part. Especially if you had never owned an RV park before. How quickly did you get up to speed?
It was definitely drinking from a fire hose.
I'll
So
bet. And then did the sellers stay on for a while to teach you the ropes?
no, they did not. The property manager that they had did
Yeah.
stay on.
Okay.
So it'd be like the camp host, the person that you meet and greet in the office.
Yeah.
They did, and they knew pretty well what they're doing, and they're actually still with us too. So she kind of helped me learn the ropes,
Yeah.
and between that and then my dad's business acumen,
Yeah.
and then my real estate coach, between those three, I was able to get the
That's
hang of it.
a pretty amazing story. Uh, how much? Do you still owe the friend the 250,000?
Hmm.
Are they getting payments on it?
Yeah,
Wow. What interest rate do they charge
yeah,
you?
they're at 9%.
Wow, that's a nice friend. We all should have friends like that. Um, and so you're cash flowing pretty well on the property?
The summer's been pretty rough
Okay.
because it's
Well, it's
so
hot in
hot.
Arizona.
People, yeah, and then on top of that, I've had some crack down on the rules. Like, hey, we want this place clean. We don't want stupid people in here.
Yeah.
Um, and so there has been some turnover. But like
Okay.
I said, we're pushing through that. So
What's your occupancy right now?
right now we are right about 30 people. So that's
Okay.
about 20%.
Well, but that's because it's the summertime.
Summertime,
What?
yeah, we are starting to fill up for season two.
Okay. What would you expect, like mid-January, which would be a good season for you in Arizona?
Yeah, in mid-January, there is a week in January. If you don't hit 100% occupancy at, there's a couple days. Like if you're not 100% occupied, you're doing something wrong.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it
Well, you've
peaks
owned it now
there.
for a year. You've gone through, full season. Okay, tell you what, let's go back to that trivia question. Do you know the answer to the trivia question, which was, what three colors are present in the flag of Colombia? Any idea?
I don't know. I'm gonna make a guess though.
Go ahead.
It's red, white, and green.
No, it's red, blue, and yellow.
Red, blue,
All
and
right.
yellow.
That's right. I'll ask. Here's one more trivia question that I'll give you, and then again answer it a little bit later. What was the first Pixar movie? What was the first Pixar movie? Again, email Edward at bestofinvesting.com. The answer to that question. First email we receive with the correct answer wins that tanning certificate again, which is worth over $100. All right. Let's see here. So, what have been your biggest challenges so far with tenants, operations, and financing? It sounds like the financing was the easiest part because you had the friend.
It probably was. Probably the hardest part was the employees, because that one person has been through it all and she's been good. But in the same time frame, I've had 8 or 9 other employees,
Yeah.
and we keep on hand between 2 and 4 employees depending on season.
Sure.
So
Do you have any do you have rental cabins also, or is just everybody brings their own RV?
no, it is all bring your own RV. So I've
Okay.
actually I had to fire 2 people in a day, and one of them was because she got drunk on the clock twice. So yes, um, I would have fired the first time. It just happened twice in a week, so it was back to back, and I couldn't get to it fast enough.
Gotcha. Where
So,
is Quartzsite, Arizona? In Arizona? Where is that?
yeah, it's about halfway on the I-10 between Phoenix and LA. So it's a good spot to grab gas too, because it's right before you get to Blythe, California,
Yeah.
and the gas price are about $1 different.
And how far away from the park do you live?
I'm 2 hours, so I'm in Phoenix.
Gotcha. So how often do you visit the park?
Uh, about 2 or 3 times a month.
That's really, I mean, that's amazing. Okay, so it's all about management. I mean, if you got that good manager, I'm sure you're on the phone with her and emailing 5 times a day at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he must be really good to be able to handle all that. Because if she goes, boy, you're going to be living there for a while, for sure. Um, so you okay? So you apparently you went 18 months grinding without getting paid. What kept you going?
Just the determination that it's gonna
Yeah.
work. It's gonna work some point.
And you probably had to get rid of some riffraff too. I got to think.
Oh yeah.
Realistically, and I know it's really too soon because you just bought it not too long ago. What do you think if you were to flip it right now, what do you think you could get for it?
If I were to flip it, once I'm stabilized, I'm hoping 2 to 3, so maybe
Huh?
2.5. If I was to give you one, single number.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, at 141 spaces for $1 million is good. Was there a lot of deferred maintenance or infrastructure issues you had to worry about?
No, it was a lot of rough a lot of rough tenants,
Yeah.
and the seller had been burned. He'd only owned it for about 4 years, but he had been burned um 2 or 3 times in that period with bad managers,
Oh,
and so he just wanted it off his plate.
yeah.
So
I get that. I know a little bit I know enough to ask you the right kind of questions on that. Who
yeah,
have been? Let me get back to the trivia question here. What was the first Pixar movie?
I have no clue.
Toy Story.
Okay.
Pretty was, yeah. Okay, now another trivia question here. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? That's our trivia question for this time. Okay. I do want to make a mention here for the Tahoe Lakeshore Lodge and Spa that provides guests with an all lakefront hotel in South Lake Tahoe where every lodge room and condominium has a view of the lake and mountains. Enjoy fewer crowds and the fall leaves at Tahoe Lakeshore Lodge and Spa in beautiful Lake Tahoe where it is the perfect time to be hiking. Call 800-448-4577 or go to TahoeLakeshoreLodge.com to make your reservations today. Also want to make a mention here. You ready for this? Drinksgiving. You ever heard of that? Blackout Wednesday. It's a very popular night for bars and venues. Did you know that the Wednesday evening before Thanksgiving often sees many people in town for the holiday looking for something fun to do? So there's a tribute band to Van Halen. It's before your time, but it's one of my favorites. San Fran Halen, and they're playing at the Hot Monk in Novato on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is November 26th. Go to sanfranhalen.com and for tickets on that. All right. Now, so who have been your biggest mentors or influences in real estate?
In real estate in general, my coach, definitely my coach.
Good.
And then on top of that, beginning of this year, about February, I met one guy who has been a massive mentor, and then he introduced me to my other biggest um,
Okay.
real estate mentor. So,
Let me go back to what we were talking about before. How did you get rid of the riffraff?
um, really, I just kind of came in, and I don't really know. I bought it, and they're like, we're done, and left.
Wow.
So
So just a
I
change.
have had,
Yeah, just
I
a new
have
sheriff
had
in
to,
town, so to speak. Go ahead.
yes, I have had to threaten evictions multiple times
Sure.
because if they stay longer than a month, you do have to go through the full eviction process.
Yeah.
Um, but I have never had to date, I have not had to process a full eviction.
Really? Really? Wow. So it's not as much riffraff as it could be in other parts, I'm sure. You got kind
Oh
of
yeah.
lucky on that part. And then now tell us about your podcast, The Kid Investor, and your role with Rise by 25. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah. So the Kid Investor podcast is pretty simple. It's just a peer-to-peer podcast that I go on and I interview people with real experience and real wisdom and ask them about things related to business, investing, real estate. I try to keep it to things interesting to somebody who is um, maybe in my position or even more advanced than me.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just trying to share people's stories and people's wisdom. And then with Rise by 25, that's a really cool opportunity I've been able to be a part of. That is a group of, there's four of us kids, three
Okay.
of us have done deals, and one is going to be the, what you call it? Oh my word, it slips my mind. The
Okay.
case study,
Case study.
right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so they're gonna go through it and document it. Um,
Cool.
that are teaching kids how to do real estate. So it's a group of
Oh.
kids teaching kids how to do real estate. That's why the name Rise by 25, Rise by 25 years old.
That's where it comes. Now the thing is, it's one thing for you to share some of your experience. Obviously you haven't been in the business a really long time. So I mean, I guess it would be probably advantageous to have some other like some of your mentors who have been in the business for 30 or 40 years to come and say, watch for this, watch for that, because you guys can share your experience, but it is somewhat limited. No offense.
Absolutely.
It is,
No,
yeah.
absolutely. And actually, okay, so it's anchored by two people that one has been in business for about 5 or 6 years now. He's
Okay.
in his 50s
All right.
and he has raised, uh, I don't know exactly, but I want to say over $5 million.
Okay.
And then another one who has been in real estate for um, 20 plus years, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And she does all sorts of single family deals, multifamily deals, development deals, whatever. If it's real estate, it's her, based out of Chicago. So we have both of those anchoring us.
Gotcha. Well, that's no, that's really good. Is your goal to raise money to buy more investments? Because I was wondering if are you looking at more RV parks or what other classes of assets are you looking at?
Yeah. So I am trying to keep it to RV parks and mobile home parks. I am looking for the short term and the long term both. Um, at least for the next 5 or 6 years, I'm going to build my unfair advantage. Within 2 hours of Phoenix is my location. I want to be able to drive there in a day
Yeah.
and back. Um, no problem. I'm not adverse to driving 2 hours
Okay.
to visit a property. So I figure with that, that's a good enough buy box. I can get enough properties, and I'm looking to grow that for the next 5 years. After the 5 years, I don't know what will happen.
Okay. That's
I'm
good. You
sure it's
can't plan for the next 30 years. It's a good 5-year
right,
plan. All right. Tell you what.
right.
Let's see if you know the answer to this one. Okay. What was the highest grossing animated film of all time? Any idea?
Uh, Star Wars.
Um, I guess they did have an
I
animated
guess.
version today, but
Oh, do they have
no,
an? I guess animated. Okay, I
actually,
didn't think about
the
animated.
Lion King, and it says here the
Oh, okay.
2019, but I'm trying to remember. No, I would have a hard time understanding that the remake would have that because the original one was really good. Okay, you ready for our silly joke of the week? So
Go.
I asked my wife if I was the only one she ever loved, and she said yes. All the others were nines and tens. Well, ooh, that one hurt. All right. Let's see
Ouch.
here. What advice would you give to other young people who want to start in real estate but don't know where to begin?
I would tell them, if you're serious, you can reach out to me,
Okay.
and I'm willing to connect you. Um, but if you're too scared to do that, or if you don't want to do that, just go find somebody
Yeah.
to latch onto.
Okay.
My whole theory, the way I operate, or at least try to, is I try to take the only thing that I have that wise people don't have, and that's youth.
Yeah.
I try to take that and latch onto their wisdom, pair it together to create an impact.
I like it. Well, how do people get a hold of you again, Jared, if they're interested in
Yeah,
contact?
just email Jared, Jared, at investnoi.com.
It's a good
That is
one.
my email, and my website too. So you can go check out my corporate website.
Okay.
All in one.
Very good. All right, here's our thoughts for the day. So my wife was missing for a week, and the police said to prepare for the worst. So I went back to Goodwill and got all of her stuff back. I'm glad she's not listening to this podcast right now. And I went to McDonald's and ate a kid's meal. His mom got really angry with me. All right, audience, tune in next week to The Best of Investing. We're going to be giving away more free prizes for answering trivia questions. Thanks for listening, and thank you, Jared, for being my guest today. On behalf of my team, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. So long.